Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back to another YouTube video and more. Today we have Jamie Foxx's Electro. We're going to be doing another review here for you guys today. I have Jamie Foxx's Electro. I just did a toy hunt on it. And I picked this guy up at Target. They had a couple of them there. Some of them, the biceps were like little warped and the eyes weren't painted that very well, so this was the best one that I could find that had the best of both worlds. So yeah guys, this guy is, just to get it out of the way, severely overpriced. 40 bucks for this, and it comes with the same amount of accessories that the Francine Fry Electro comes with. So yeah, very overpriced for 40 bucks. Should have just been like at a max 30. But it is, I guess, because of the movie licensing, and it doesn't even come with an unmasked Jamie Foxx Electro head. But besides the point, I did buy it, so I'm at fault. But yeah, guys, this guy looks really good. I'm excited to open him up. I'm excited to see what's going on with the hoses and stuff. I am gonna open him up, and then I'm gonna finish the review tomorrow morning because I do have an essay that I need to finish as well. So yeah, gonna open him tonight, finish the review tomorrow morning. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this guy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And boom, I finished my essay, so now we can go ahead and take a look at the figure. This is in the morning now, so I've had some time to play with it, and I've have some thoughts about the figure. But first up, here we have everything out of the package. We're going to take a look at this Jamie Foxx's Electro now. Okay, so first off, starting off with the head sculpt, you can kind of see Jamie Foxx, like, behind it. Like, you can see his haircut from the movie and his beard, but that's pretty much it. Mine does have a little scratch with missing paint there, so that does kind of suck. But, yeah, the Electro mask looks really cool. I'm really glad that, because I would rather have the Electro mask than Jamie Foxx's likeness, if I'm being honest. But they still should have included that. But, anyways, the Electro mask looks just like in the comics. Really nice, really cool. The eyes on mine are not completely into center. But I saw another one that was in store, and the eyes were, like, completely out of center. So, I did get the best one there, I think. Like, because the other one, his bicep was, like, really, like, pushed off like that. But, like, even worse than that. So, these biceps weren't the best, but I did get the best one, I think. But, yeah, the head sculpt, pretty nice. Mine is missing a little bit of paint right there for the beard, but nothing too crazy. And then moving into the torso, he has a bunch of, so I just want to get this out of the way. All over the body, he has a bunch of these plug-in things for the wires and stuff. So you can see this one plugs into the bicep like that. They don't, some of them don't stay in that well, like this one on this bicep. This one doesn't like to stay in. You could see, so yeah. But there's also these two on the torso. They come out. So this one really doesn't like to stay in, this one. But you do port them in to the torso like that. And when you move around the torso, though, they kind of get unplugged because they are connected up to the back. But yeah, there's a bunch of asymmetry on this figure. I really do like that. He is completely pinless, so that's nice. He has these nice yellow paint and this bronze paint up here, I think, for more wires. You can see it's a zipper painted for his jacket. The bunch of what's it called, texture here. See a bunch of that texture and the wired texture. He also has his belt buckle right down here hanging around. That's pretty cool. This is a separate piece. They're both belts are a separate piece. But yeah. So yeah, he does have some more silver paint. The one thing that I've noticed about this figure, and it's kind of making me mad, is that the arc reactor, you don't really see it, because if I grab the box over here, you can take a look and you could see the arc reactor. If you could see it. There we go. You can see the arc reactor in there. You don't see the arc reactor on the figure. Like, it's just, like, hidden by some gears and stuff. So that kind of annoys me. I would have liked to see the arc reactor, like, at least, like, because it really annoys me. It really bugs me, because it would have been nicer to see the arc reactor. But Down here on the pant legs are like fireman legs or something like that. Or they're just khaki pants. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the fireman jacket that was from the beginning of the film. But, yeah. You can see that these plug in as well on the legs. Just like that. This one plugs in down there. Same on this side. This one, they don't really reach. At least this one. This top one doesn't reach as well. So that doesn't really stay plugged in. And when you move the legs, they just come plugged out. So there's really... I just keep them unplugged. Down at the boots, though, you do see all this nice detail. You see his... Let's put the box out of the way. You could see his boots right here. There's a straps holding the khaki pants down. Yeah, you could see the boots and the laces. This one's more higher up, so you could see the boot more. The wires running down, these like panels over here. You have these black things, which the knee pads. The hands are reused from the Captain America. At least I think they're reused from the Captain America. I'm fairly sure they are reused from the Anthony Mackie Captain America figure. Both of them. I could be wrong, but yeah. But other than that, this figure is a completely 100% new sculpt. So yeah, that is really nice. The detail all around is really nice. The paint is there as well. But the plug-in effects do kind of make me mad. And the hoses. And I'm scared that if I turn a piece the wrong way, they could just snap off and break. But so yeah, if you really wouldn't want that to happen, then I would say maybe skip this one. But other than that, really nice. Really like the electric mask effect. But yeah, this figure is really good. So now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the accessories. Putting the figure back, we could see on the figure he comes with 2 fisted hands. He also has 2 splayed out hands for when he's using his electricity. Maybe they aren't reused because I don't remember this part, but yeah, so 2 kind of like, this one's kind of relaxed and this one's like splayed out. So 2 extra hands, and then we get these really cool electric effects that were reused from the Francine Fry Electro. They're like soft plastic, but they are really nice. These are the best electricity effects that Marvel Legends gave us. But there is 2 of them, and they are different, like, electricity effects. This one, they are both different. They're not the same piece, just given 2 of them. But you can see that in here, you have to kind of search for it, but there is a C-clip that you can clip onto the figure like so that you can have him blasting electricity. So if it will focus, just like that, you can have him blasting electricity. So there's that one, and then there's also this one that's also very pliable, very cool. And this one does also have a clip as well, right in there. You can see the clip, and you can just clip this onto the figure. Kind of simple. This one you kind of have to fit the arm through the hole right there, just so that you can actually plug it in, so that it doesn't like jut out and stuff. But once you get that done, push this back, and this one's a little iffy. Have to kind of get the arm through this. This one's a little tricky to put on. There you go. Once you finally get the electricity effects on him, it looks really nice. It is a really nice effect. You can have him like kind of on a flight stand, flying above. And yeah, that looks really good. Really, really like that. I am really glad that they gave him these effects. They are really nice effects. Do more of this, Hasbro, because Hasbro doesn't often give us power effects. Like, especially people have wanted more power effects for, like, the X-Men characters. And that's it. That's all the accessories you get. For $40, $40, you get 2 extra hands and 2 reused electric effects. Now, granted, the electric effects are really nice, but for $40, Hasbro, this could have been a single release, a single carded figure. Put him on the retro card, like with Sandman. It would have been fine, perfect even. But yeah, I would say for $40, this is way overpriced, no matter which way you spin it. But it is a nice figure. But anyways, with that said, now let's get into the articulation. The articulation is a bit tricky with all the wires, but the head is on a disc hinge swivel. So it goes up that far, really nice. That far down, again, really nice. Not a lot of tilt, but there's some there, and then, of course, all the way around. The arms are not on a butterfly joint, but they do get up that far. Be careful with the biceps because they are a bit gummy. And then you do get bicep swivel and double jointed pinless arms, so that's really nice. And you do get the hinge and swivel at the wrist. And now for the most surprising thing in terms of articulation for the figure, he has a double ball swivel. Like he has an upper diaphragm joint. He has a double diaphragm joint. He has an upper diaphragm joint like that, and he actually has a lower ball joint for the waist. I think it's easier if you see it like this. You could see it tilt and stuff, which is really cool. I honestly did not even think there was going to be articulation here. I didn't even know. At first, I thought it was just a waist swivel, but it's actually a ball joint in there. So that is really cool. They gave him double ball joint. So in total, he can crunch forward about that far. Not the greatest, but not the worst. He can go back about that far. Again, not the greatest, but yeah, you can see inside there that it is a ball joint. So that is cool. And then you also get twists, but be careful because, again, these will pop out. The legs go this far forward. You have thigh swivel. Don't swing them all the way around, though, because the hose will rip. And you do have double jointed knees. Get that far, not that great. And the ankles go down that far forward. You do get like a little bit of twist in this one, but I wouldn't twist it. And then you also get pivot. So for most of the figure, it is a pretty standard articulation, but honestly, I'm really surprised they gave him the double ball jointed system. So now we're going to get into size comparisons. So first off, next to, I think, the most important comparison, we have him here next to the amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. So there's that comparison. I think they look really nice together. Now all we need is an updated blue version. Also want to put him next to Tom Holland. I do have him in an action pose, but yeah, they do look nice together. For some other No Way Home figures, I have the Peter Parker right there. And for another one of his villain mates, here we have the Sandman. Yeah, they look really nice together. I'm not going to get off my Alfred Molina Doc Ock or my Norman Osborn Green Goblin, my Willem Dafoe Green Goblin, because they are in a pose on my shelf. You can see there that they are posed up on my shelf, so don't really want to get them off, unfortunately. But yeah, there's those two. For a comic size comparison, here we have Jamie Foxx's Electro next to the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So if you want to put him in a comic display, I don't know how well that's going to work with all the realistic details, but there you go. It's not related to the review in any way, but I just want to say, when I move my Amazing Fantasy ankles, you can see they're starting to tear there. Does anyone else have that problem? Because, like, it's really bugging me, and I'm really mad at myself because it's on both sides. You can see it's starting to tear there, the plastic, so that really sucks. So now, that kind of takes this figure down, in my opinion. But, yeah. Maybe I was playing with it too much. I don't know. Here we have him next to another random MCU figure I had laying around. Man-Thing. Really like this Man-Thing figure. And finally, here we have him next to some of my favorite Marvel Legends in my collection. The Marvel Legends Punisher and the VHS Daredevil. Okay, so overall, what are my final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Hasbro Jamie Foxx Electro figure? I think it's a good figure. Overall, I would give it an 8 out of 10. just because he is overpriced. But if you just ignore the price and just stop complaining, it is a good figure. It's a really nice figure. It looks great. You pair him up next to the TASM Spider-Man figure, and he looks great. So, yeah. Andrew Garfield, posing him next to it. He could have used more accessories. I'm very goodly surprised with the torso articulation. I'm really glad that they did that. But other than that, the other articulation is pretty standard. But the electric effects are really nice. They are just reused from the Francine Fry, but still really nice. They just came out this year. But he should have came with an unmasked Jamie Foxx Electro head sculpt. But with that said, that's going to do it for my review of the Jamie Foxx Electro from No Way Home. This is a great figure. If you guys do want an Electro for your No Way Home shelves, I'd say get it. If you don't mind the $40 price tag, that is. But I'm really excited to add this guy to my No Way Home shelf. Now all I need is the Lizard, which comes out in August. Still need to pre-order that guy. He is an Amazon exclusive. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube roll, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.